Yeah. This fifths them up, but don't water it down. We hit mix it up, but don't water it down. You better get up and don't water it down. When you see it, pick it up and don't water it down. You got that?
All right, y'all in 30
It's like stop the madness.
This is a pink lemonade.
Come on.
It's lemonade and topped with sparkling guava.
Ooh, guava.
It reminds me of the pink lemonade, a hot dog on a stick. That was my favorite spot.
Wait, hot dog on a stick?
Hot dog on a stick, is that a West Coast thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a West Coast
Well, sorry,
thing.
y'all, damn. I'm from LA.
Wait, so wait, is this in like LA proper?
Yeah, this LA. Like,
And what was
LA
it? Is it like
Mall.
physically a hot dog on a stick?
So this is what they
It's
do.
or like a
It's
corn
a
dog?
corn dog.
Okay.
And then they dip it right in front of you.
Oh.
And it's like, yeah, it was a whole
So that
thing.
sounds good.
And it is really, really good. And it was like predominantly in the malls in California.
All right.
Okay, all right. Well, shout out to LA.
Yeah, shout out to Glizzy on the
I
stick.
said hot dog on a stick and y'all was like, what?
That's a new song. We should do that.
And so they had lemonade and
That's
they
a
were
new
known for
song.
lemonade and their pink
Glizzy
lemonade.
Yeah.
Hot dog company
Cheers.
about
All
that
right, well,
quick.
cheers to our hot dog on a stick. Wait, I got
Cheers. So literal. All right.
Literally.
Gotta
No
touch.
etches. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice.
really though.
Yeah.
Really
I can
refreshing.
drink this regular every day.
Yeah, it's all right.
Put some vanilla vodka in it. Now we're throwing the party.
That's after
with
5.
grease.
Afternoon.
Don't
So I could go to kicking it? I could go?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, do we want to introduce this random man?
Right, just
Oh, I'm about to
you
set
got
it
it?
off.
You good?
Oh, you want to do it?
No, you good.
All right.
I'm
What camera
happy
I'm
to sit on
on?
the side.
Am I talking to the camera or we just shooting the shit?
You just shooting the shit. They got us.
Oh,
They got
just tell
different
them?
angles.
All right, yeah. What's
They
up,
got
y'all? How y'all
different
doing?
Hey.
Doing?
Hey.
All right, man.
What's
It's a
up?
good day in the world. I'm Nesbitt Phipps. Y'all. Hey, welcome to another exciting episode of Don't Water It Down. It's so good to be here with y'all. As y'all know, I'm Nesbitt Phipps, and I want to introduce my man over to the far end.
It's me, Flim. Hi. Good to see y'all. I am alive.
Come on.
You survive in school?
I am surviving school, yeah.
All
I've
right.
been there for like a month. I'm not going to say where because I like to keep something private.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't
But
want
yeah.
anybody showing up at the school.
I teach 7th grade science. One of my students, his dad was my 7th grade science teacher.
That's crazy. Full
So
circle.
I think I
moment.
made the right
circle.
decision.
You
They make you
did.
take pride in teaching him?
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's funny more so than anything.
Yeah, all right.
I think it's just
Yeah.
funny. There are some kids whose parents I know from the club, and I was like, oop.
Uh-huh.
And then
I
there's
know
like some
some
kids. I have 2 siblings, and their dad is my cardiologist.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, y'all niggas are everywhere. Love that for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And up next, we have the illustrious lady of silk scarfness.
Silk scarf. Full blowout today.
Come on, man.
Full blowout today.
Killing it.
Perfect for the shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, with my original. Was this 1995 on here? Was it that?
02.
2002. I have a 1995 one, but this is a 2002 one.
Premium.
Oh, good times for the world.
But you are?
Oh, hey, how y'all doing? I'm Jessica, Water Collaborative ED, climate person, water person, Queen of Water, some people call me. But yeah, I'm here. I'm here just chilling.
Cover of Essence Magazine 2005 and 6.
Period.
Wait, I gotta do the lean.
Come on, man.
2005 and 2006?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the hair.
Yeah.
You ain't get laid.
You ain't receiving that?
Listen,
Thanksgiving, dude.
Receiving that?
Yeah,
It's been a long day.
Let me tell you something. This is Black Woman's Weather Month right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We
This
can
is
do anything
for
with
the
our
hair.
hair.
Oh, for
and
the
it's
hair?
going to. It's not gonna sweat out. It's gonna
What?
flow. It's gonna stay that way.
Amen.
It's
Come
a
on.
good hair month.
It's a good hair month.
Come on, man. You got to know these things.
I do got to know
Yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah, facts.
And in the middle, in the center, providing the spirits, we have the illustrious West Side Gangster.
I ain't gonna throw nothing up today. Just this. That's okay. I'm not gonna throw up the other stuff.
Come on.
It's crazy.
Janicia Head, aka Chicken and Champagne, Cocktails and Culture.
Come on.
Minding my black business
Oh.
and drinking my water.
Mm.
That's
Y'all are
it.
crazy.
I'm
And-
excited to meet you.
Well, hey, thank y'all for having me.
Yeah. So we have what I like to think is one of the biggest innovators, not only from New Orleans, not from Louisiana, but from America. Because he comes from a special place and he's doing an exciting thing. Much like most giants from New Orleans, we stand at the top of every industry that we show up in. And I think this guy we have before us is no less of a leader in the tech space. And let the world know who you are.
And thank you for that, first of all. But I'm Brent Craige. I'm founder of Newtral Groundz Media, which is a New Orleans media platform. And I also run a couple of tech businesses where we innovate in AI, community spaces, and just group economics.
Come on, man.
Nice.
It's not singular over here. This man has a tech portfolio. I don't know which camera is looking at me, but I need you to know. This brother got wheels on him. Y'all need to watch
Fire,
him.
he is ready. He's like, this is my moment.
All cameras on me.
I need to have headphones so I can just relax.
Going up that guava. Going up that guava. But today we diving deep into the world that he stands at the top of, the tech world. We're talking about AI and how it shows up in our life, and how we navigate this thing moving forward. As it's safe to say, it's fully integrated. Would you say?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It's getting there.
If we threw out a percentage,
I say about 35%.
that's it?
It feels
That's a
more than
lot.
That is a
The
lot.
media makes it seem
35%
like
is
it's
a
like
lot, yeah.
more than
It feels like
35.
it's more than that. Everywhere I
do.
go, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But from
The
nothing
media,
to
yeah.
35 is a lot.
Yeah, still a lot, 35, yeah.
The coverage is more.
So then my mind just spiraling. So if it's 35%, does that mean there's only 70% us moving the wheel now?
I wouldn't say that. I really would say from a perspective of adoption, how people are just understanding what it is. Just like going a little bit beneath the surface level of like the buzzwords. I feel like people who actually may have tried it out or use it in their day-to-day could be hovering around there. But, people still turning the wheel. Like, I still be turning the wheel myself. It's just in certain things. And I'm able to turn more wheels physically because some of those mundane tasks have kind of been automated away.
So you still remain at the helm. All right. This is a good segue. You talking about people understanding it. Because there's a lot we don't know about it. I'm gonna give you a rundown from the script that we have, giving you the background on AI and let you know where it came from, when did it drop out the sky, how long it's actually been a part of our life. So artificial intelligence started in the 1950s when pioneers like Alan Turing imagined machines that could think and created the Turing test to measure intelligence. And by the 1960s and 70s, early programs like Eliza, a chatbot, and Shaky, a simple robot, showed that machines could solve problems and interact with the world, even in its limited ways. And in the 80s, shout out to the 80s, the 1980s brought us expert systems, which applied AI to tasks like medical diagnosis and engineering. But progress was slow due to computing limits. Computers was slow in the 80s, and it was huge.
Right.
Computers would take up a whole building for like
The whole
10
room.
megabytes.
Whole floppy disk.
You feel me?
25 megabytes.
Shout out to the floppy.
Right. So after a drop in popularity in the 1980s and 90s, where hype and funding declined, AI made headlines again in 1997 when IBM's Deep Blue defeated chess champion Garry Kasparov. And in 2011, IBM Watson won Jeopardy, demonstrating that AI can handle complex language and knowledge tasks.
You said
Great.
it won Jeopardy?
Yes.
Oh.
I
Won
never knew
Jeopardy.
that. Yeah, that's good.
Yep. Won
Interesting.
Jeopardy. Yep. My brother won Jeopardy from the couch. He never got on the script.
Then me believing everything for me.
I was about to lean into it.
From the couch, he got everything right. You can't tell me my brother ain't the smartest dude. It's all
I was
good.
on the retaping.
Yeah, but breakthroughs in deep learning around 2012 and to 15 made AI much better at recognizing images, speech, and patterns. By 2016, AI reached new heights when AlphaGo beat the world Go champion Lee Sedol, showing machines could master highly complex strategic games. And from 2018 to 2020, advanced languages like GPT-2 allowed AI to generate coherent text and creative content, leading to a surge in interest. During 2021 to 23, we saw generative AI tools like ChatGPT and DALL-E go mainstream, making AI part of everyday conversation.
Who's Dolly again?
DALL-E was like one of the first like image
Oh,
visual
okay.
Open AI.
generative.
Oh,
And I was
okay, okay,
like,
okay. Part of
I
OpenAI.
forgot about
I
this.
didn't-
Wow.
Yeah,
A
that,
vintage piece.
Come on. Come on. So today, in 2025 and beyond, AI is integrated into business, creativity, and daily life. So what y'all thoughts on that?
I feel like the chat made it. Once they was like, we could chat with you, that made it like in every household, made it real for
It
everybody.
made it real for
It's still the
everybody.
surface of what it is doing, but
Yeah.
that's really what made it at
But
our
it-
fingertips.
But it also made people, I think, like if you ever, I had to use a chat the other day for work. I hate the chats. They never work. Like they still don't work. Even with all the advancements, they still don't work. After I talked to the chat for like 10 minutes, it was like, I can't answer your question. Here's the phone number. You could have gave it a number to begin with.
I feel like
So
it's
you know
good
what I
for
mean?
brainstorming though. It's not gonna give you the definite answer, but you could at least get the wheels turning.
Well, I mean, like for customer
Yeah, she's talking about
service,
support chat. Yeah.
support
don't get
chat.
me started on it because it's gonna make me mad.
See, there you go.
The T-Mobile badge
But
video.
no.
Support chat, not the ChatGPT. Like the support chat where you just want to call customer service and they're like, here's the chat instead.
No, I will scream and be like, give me.
Like talking about the DMV and everything.
No, those never work. No.
Yeah,
No.
and then like you said, it's like when we were able to talk to it, that's when it got real. You know,
Right.
it's like because at first, computer language, you only, you had to be someone that could read the language of computers to talk to computers.
100%.
But now anyone can talk to computers using plain English, and
Yeah.
now that's what's I would feel like skyrocketed the accessibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They had a more palatable graphical user interface before you had to actually know the talk to
Yeah,
even
it was
do that.
Are the new chats, this might be a question for you, Brent, but like are the new chats good at talking with people with accents or like different languages? Or like can like if because for instance, like the Taco Bell by my house has a chat that takes your order now.
Yeah,
And it don't ever understand me.
yeah.
And I have
so
to
it's
talk.
culturally biased. is
I have to
the
talk
point.
like a white person. Like I need a quesadilla.
Yeah, definitely. And
And
I was in-
how does that happen?
I was in speech class too, so I really can't talk. I would talk fast. I'm like,
Yeah.
so AI, when it comes to the data of talking to, is it culturally biased? I say yes, because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
trained on essentially white data, and
Right.
some people may look at that as something that is fundamentally harmful to our communities, but it actually makes it harder to replicate us. So it's making it to where being black is almost a premium because you can't go in ChatGPT and have it do something that's culturally relevant.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
thinking of how you sell to people, you need to be culturally relevant. So I would say that's actually a strategic advantage that like AI can't make a bounce song or it can't make a go-go song, because it's just not
Right.
enough data. So
And it's probably also the same way, like if you have an Asian accent or a Latino accent,
Yeah, they
like
don't
it just
understand
can't,
you.
it can't work with any type of accent.
yeah,
Yeah.
mostly Chinese and American English, because that's pretty much where these models are based, trained.
Right. So if you have anything outside of that, it's gonna. It
Yeah,
makes-
it's not going to understand what you're saying, especially when you go to talking about slangs and euphemisms and all of like, nah.
Okay, so you kind of bringing us into the middle of where we were going in the conversation. So it's a question of, because you're saying it's white centered, which means a lot of the innovation has been powered through that particular group. That leads to the question of, who does this technology actually belong to, in your opinion?
I think it belongs to the people. So
People being
the common man, like not the big boys. And the reason why I say that is because once this technology gets open sourced, like most of the technology does, like it gets open sourced, people can use it for free. Like I have AI running locally on my computer, meaning it's completely cut off from OpenAI. It's completely cut off from any power sources that's powering those data centers. Like you can run it locally in your house because once it becomes open source, essentially they're letting you download the whole thing and run it yourself. So whereas the consumers, it's a little harder for them to conceptualize losing that convenience and actually hosting their own stuff. It is an option. So it's really like, are you choosing to go through the big boys? Or are you choosing to just do it yourself? But the people who are doing it themselves, they keep all the data. It's private, it's fast, it's powered how they want it to power it. So it's like, when I say it's for the people, it's the overarching technology itself is democratizing different industries. But the big boys are pretty much trying to commercialize and capitalize and making it seem
Right.
like you can't do it without them when it's really available to anyone.
Interesting.
So what is this gap between the big boys having it and the everyday man understanding that they can have it at their own disposal?
It's just really the difference between a consumer and a producer. Like when you go to social media, most people on social media consume content.
Right.
And then you have the few people that recognize social media as the tool that can be used to produce and
Yeah.
get messaging out. So I feel like it's a fundamental human mindset. Like some people don't mind just, consuming stuff and just chilling and, working,
Right.
work their job, go home, chill, that's their thing. Say some people, they need to be up all night. So it's just kind of like a preference thing. Like if you don't want the convenience to overshadow your security, your finances, because it's going to cost you a lot to use it if you pay for it commercially. It's going to compromise your privacy, and it may compromise your ethics based off how they're using what they're using to power their technology.
Like Spotify doing.
Like Spotify. Oh my God. Another podcast. But yeah, so yeah, I think that is literally just in the hands of the beholder. Like how you choose to use it and what's your knowledge gap. Of course, in the South, we have a less, I would say base 9 knowledge. So, we're in the South, so they kind of write us off like we're just like dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which a lot of us don't have that education, but it's really more of an educational gap of knowing what you can do and how to use the tools. Kind of like just showing somebody how to do their taxes. Like a lot of people in other communities, they learn how to do that in 4th grade, 5th grade, But with us, it's more of an education gap that leads us to become more susceptible to consumerism and capitalism.
Okay, so a little deeper dive, given our history with education, access to information, and so on and so forth. Should we leave that up to the institutions to provide us with that information so that we know that access, or should we take control of that as a community, in your opinion?
Yeah, so I went to Tuskegee University, for y'all that don't know, and Booker T. Washington's philosophies were teaching people how to do for themselves.
Right.
So he built Tuskegee University. He gave the students tuition in forms of labor and taught them brick masonry so that they were able to build the bricks to build their own buildings that they will eventually get taught in. So my philosophy kind of stems from the Washington philosophy of just, we have to be able to build our own institutions. Now, the resources we go out to build those, like he went to Carnegie and he went to Rockefeller and he raised funds in order to build certain buildings on campus.
Right.
But that was before he validated and made sure that this is something that we own. Like Tuskegee is actually one of the first true Black HBCUs that was like not
named after some
exactly,
rich white lady.
Exactly. Yeah, we got the campus when basically there was an election. The guy wanted the Black vote. They were like, look, we give you this vote if you give us a school. They gave us a school, which was just like a truck. It was like a bus or something like that.
Yeah.
And then went called Booker T. Washington from Hampton University. He came down, which is why Tuskegee and Hampton are so similar, because he pretty much modeled it after Hampton.
My grandmother wanted me to go to Hampton.
Yeah, Hampton's real good school. So
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
yeah, so just to answer, and the question is just about how do we build our own institutions? You still have to be able to work with other groups, but how do we make sure that the economics are still flowing in-house?
And I feel like that's hard to do though, because to your point earlier, the big behemoths, right? I was watching it, but NVIDIA and then Meta and then all these other groups are trying to basically, feels like swallow up the entire industry so other people can't do what you're talking about. They don't want people to have that to democratize access. And so are there any, just to your point, are there any stop gates right now? Because it feels like they got a open floor to just run and no one's holding them back.
Correct.
And that's the problem with tech and government. It always seems like tech outpaces government reform.
Yes.
So like when Napster hit, it seems like we're always being reactive to tech innovation.
Yeah.
And I really don't have a pinpoint reason on why is that, other than like when I've worked in government agencies and I work with some people who work in government, it just seems like they just don't care for real. You know what I mean? Like they just want to get their check, go home, chill.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like that's the only thing I could attribute it to from me working with different government agencies, and then that's in Louisiana too, which is we have some of the worst government.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's just I don't really get why.
Well, government is an afterthought.
Yeah,
because what did we build
yeah.
first? Did we establish America, or did we come with a government first?
No,
Right.
we
And
didn't
then
come
had
with it
wars.
first.
You
Yeah.
feel
Well, you
what
have to
I'm saying?
keep in mind too that most people in leadership are like 75 plus, right? Do they even use computers?
What's in the job market only qualifies you to be a Walmart greeter. But somehow, when you move up the ladder, you can run the world.
But it's
75.
true. It's true. After
Stop me when I'm
65,
wrong.
it's retirement age, right? And so you may stay in the workforce. Most people stay maybe for a couple of years, 70. But
Right.
most people leave after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they at home with their families. They might take on like a
Right.
what you call that, sub teaching or like bus driver, like something that's
something
like
just-
low stakes, low
Yeah.
energy.
Keep
I
it
can
busy.
go home.
You don't even have people that age making Subway sandwiches.
At all.
But they're
Right.
sitting in these government buildings.
But to your point, it's not. I think because I work with so much government, they see it, but they have leadership that doesn't understand it, and so the average everyday guy at the DMV, what is he gonna do? It's like
Yeah.
he has to take orders from somebody else. So,
Yeah.
and if they don't get it, like what's his name? Our awesome Senator Kennedy when he
Jack
interviewed
and-
Mark Zuckerberg. Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that?
No, please
Go
tell
home
me.
and watch it. And he was like, Mark Zuckerberg. He's like, how do I make a password?
Oh,
Something like
food
that.
we can't get food again.
To your point, like to your very point.
Was that right? Spies like that's exactly what happened.
Like I've tried to sell the state on innovation, right? And they've paid for it. But when it came time to implement it, the person who's in charge of implementing it was saying that they don't want to use it because they don't understand it. When it's a 5-minute tutorial video. So you talk about something getting paid for with taxpayer dollars in an organization that's getting funded by tax dollars for innovation, but they don't adopt it after they pay for it.
Because they didn't understand it, or they felt
Because the
like other
person who was
people
supposed to
wouldn't?
implement it didn't understand.
Yes, and I think that was the cop out. The cop out is just she just didn't want to do more work. But I was saving you from work. You just had to do the little, put in that first, onboarding work in order to make things a little more autonomous. And this is this pipeline is directly connected to the amount of startups that get funded in Louisiana, like who's actually getting these opportunities. It was like an actual pipeline to expand the state's worldview on all of the innovation happening statewide. And it had to be one person to veto it. And they were like, yeah, even though we paid for it already, and I paid for it myself.
Right.
Like, yeah, we don't want to use it. And
So-
I was like,
Speaking of that limitation, let's kind of dive real quick into what falls under AI and what doesn't. Because I don't think most people even understand,
true.
what is and what isn't. So this is AI. Chatbots and virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa, Ring cameras, robots from Boston Dynamics, Google Translate, self-driving Teslas and Waymos, which I'll never get in, recommendation systems like Netflix and Spotify DJ, healthcare diagnostic systems like IBM Watson Health. This is not AI. Assembly line machines, traffic lights, search engines without AI suggestions, smart appliances, I ain't know that. Adobe Suite, Microsoft Suite, motion activated doors or lights. You agree with all that?
Yeah. Some things have AI integrations in them, but that's relatively new, so I wouldn't even say that's their whole business model. But yeah, definitely.
So if something is automated, like my refrigerator, why is it not automated intelligence?
Yeah,
no, that's artificial intelligence.
Artificial
intelligence. Yeah. So certain automations can be done with just simple compute. So think about a calculator. Like a calculator is a computer, 2 + 2 = 4. Like there are certain things where you don't need advanced large language models to achieve.
Okay.
Like simple automations, email automatically scheduling your Instagram posts, like things like that just require regular compute. And they pretty much use the CPU instead of the GPU, which is like the NVIDIA chip. So the AI just needs way more compute because it's solving what they would consider more complex tasks.
Is it because it's giving you a suggestion and that makes it different?
It's really the cross-reference of the entire database. So when you think of like a large language model, and I'm not a developer, so my co-founders are way better at explaining this. It's fed with so much information, this primary data set, and it's able to scrape and reference this data set almost instantly. So if I mention something or if I'm trying to solve a problem and it's trained on the entire internet, it can search the internet faster than anyone. But then it also could communicate with you in a way that's easy for you to understand instead of through code.
So here's a question I got for you. How do you balance the value of AI and the health and wellness and value of the Black community?
So I think, and this may be a quote, but I think AI is one of the closest things to reparations that we've ever gotten.
Ooh.
Yes.
We don't have to wait a minute now.
That's yes.
Okay, that's a
Closest thing.
bold
It's super
statement.
Where is his camera?
Zoom in.
Because zoom in on him, and I need you to
excited
say
about
that,
this.
say that to the camera one more time.
Cool. So, and this is me right here where I'm at, right here. Yeah, so I think that AI is the closest thing that Black people have ever gotten to reparations. And I would love to go into it because this is
The floor,
we
the floor
wanna
is
know.
yours.
You are very interested.
Everybody back up and let them talk.
We
And
wanna hear this.
It really just comes down to the fundamentals of democratization. It's like usually we don't get access to tools where we can be used to capture market share. Like they've gotten so obsessed with money that they're making all of the tools available to everyone. And they're kind of speed running their own destruction when you think about the actual big business, because they're enabling us to do things on our own. But that's the only thing they can sell to us at this point. It's like, as Black people, the things that we can get by leveraging this can create jobs, it can create economic stability, it can help people fix problems around the house. It gives you the resources to be able to leverage your own intellectual property, money, and situation.
You're saying it could create jobs, not take them away.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, both. And for black people, we ain't got no jobs anyway, so it's gonna create jobs for us. I'm like, think about it though. For white people, it may take their jobs. You know what I mean? But for us, it's gonna create more jobs because we already don't got none for it.
This sounds very familiar from what I keep hearing about the Great Depression and how it did not affect our community because we were already in a destitute situation.
We used to.
But wouldn't okay? I'm just trying to break it down a little bit. Okay, I'm just trying to break it down. So first of all, the definition, I take this very seriously because this is what my area of study. Reparations is truth and reconciliation, right? So it's telling the truth about a situation. The truth is slavery happened, Jim Crow happened, blah 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 happened, right? Systemic racism happened, but it also the other issue is reconciliation, making whole, right? Replacing what was lost. And that could be through financial.
Talk about them chickens.
Right?
Feed my chickens.
That 40 acres and a mule.
Right.
That was the original reparations that we never received.
Right.
If that, I forgot the number equivalent today, if we were able to get that, it would be an astronomical amount. I can't remember. Right, we would literally own the United States. So if we, that 40 acres and a mule, but it could also be like free education, free access to certain, like other countries have done reparations. And your argument that AI is a form of reparations, I would just push back a little bit and say that reparations is not making us whole, right? It's just, but I feel like it's to your point about the Great Depression, it's just pushing Black folks or poor people into another cycle of having to adapt and potentially being left behind, right?
Yes.
Because the thing is that if you're already in a working class job, if you're already in a blue collar job, and you're already undereducated, and the AI is going 5,000 miles per hour this way, and you can't keep up now.
Correct.
How are you going to keep up in 5, 10, 20, 30 years? It kind of reminds me of, you ever seen Idiocracy?
We just watched it. Me and my kids just
You should watch it.
You never watched it?
It's a must, especially
It's
today in this setting.
Because it was made in 2005.
Yeah, and Terry Crews plays the president, and it's Maya Rudolph. It's a really amazing cast. But the reason I bring it up is that like everybody, it's basically trying to speak to this AI, like technology took over everything, but the people who were already poor got poor, and the people who were already undereducated got
wealth
more.
gap.
Yeah, it created this unmeasurable wealth gap. So I just want to be careful.
No, I definitely agree.
I think I see what you're saying I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying at the same time and saying, hey, they're not going to give a shit anyway, but at least there's this tool for us to be able to get forward. And that may be the closest thing we get, especially if we
use
continue.
it.
If we use it. Yeah, to your point. Yeah, and that's to your point. Because there's 3 types of capitals that I kind of recognize. So you got the intellectual capital, which we broke when it comes to intellectual capital, right? You got the social capital, which I feel like we're very rich in this community. And then there's the financial capital, which I know we all love that, but there are different ways. And I feel like AI is closing that intellectual capital gap. But like you said, if it's being used. So, and it may make most people dumber, but what about the 5% who it empowers? Like, we're sitting around this table right now. Like, if we get empowered enough through it, then we become leaders, and now we affect people because they trust us, they communicate with us, they know how we operate. So while it may make more people less fortunate, or it may, increase the have and have-nots gap, that 5%, 6% who has the potential to be empowered through it can affect the rest of the group.
My pushback is that historically, that 5 or 6%, shout out to the 6%, the 5%ers, excuse me, they don't
reach back.
Yeah, they don't reach back. And so I think similar to what you were saying is that like, those of us get left behind. And then it's continued to be left behind. And then it's just like,
right.
The poor and undereducated become poor and more uneducated. And then the richer become like, you're just pushing your thumb.
Right. It's like,
I'm not seeing the connection.
Let's dip our toe in there further. Let's dip our toe in there further. What is keeping people from reaching back, in your opinion?
You mean the
Desire.
6%?
Yeah, the 6%.
Capitalism. Money.
Yeah.
They want to have money.
A recent sociology study found that the rich actually become more selfish the richer they become. It's actually a change in their brain that tells them that they don't need to reach back in.
Mackenzie Scott is one of the few.
Right.
She's one of the few.
And
And she's not even Black.
Right. I mean, but I mean, if you look at our Black celebrities, right, and who started one way and then 10, 20 years into it, they're like a completely different person.
Yeah.
Right. You can name any ex-Black celebrity that like, wait, they were talking about reparations and Black power, and now they
at the UN talking about we love you, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
We
That's
love you.
crazy. That's right. Yeah. And
I mean, you know, so
it makes sense. Like people, that's how people fundamentally act. You know, and when I'm speaking to the possibilities, I guess I'm looking at it from more of a just an optimistic perspective of the people that I do know are good people, are good leaders. Like power corrupts, absolutely, of course. But you know, it just takes more conversations like this. Like I feel like we're in a situation that's different than like our forefathers, our mothers, our grandmas, especially with millennials. We were raised with technology, so we know life without it, and then we know life like where tech is like feeling on steroids. I feel like we have a different moral compass because we were also victimized by a lot of this stuff.
Right.
You know, and we have, you know, family. Like New Orleans is very, very tight knit. And while a lot of people, I can't really speak to other Black communities, but I feel like if New Orleans got it right, then it would be easier for us to prop everybody else up because we so tight. You know, so that's me. I'm from New Orleans, I'm from the East, you know, like family all throughout this mug. And just every time I've gotten resources, my issue has been I give too much to where now I ain't got nothing and I can help people in the most
because you're pouring
effective.
back into
Yeah, I'm pouring back too much into mud. So
I mean,
it's a balance.
Is there a thing of giving too much information? Or are you talking time and resources?
Time, resources, and information too.
Okay.
Because information, you know, can trigger a lot of mental health. If you give someone too much information too fast,
Let's go
you can
overload.
trigger mania. Yeah, I've seen it happen. And you know, a lot of people can't take, you know, they can't take the red pill like on the Matrix and just expect not to go crazy. So you do gotta watch how you disclose.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like a lot of the dangers with these chatbots are coming because it's getting a lot of people, like you're getting advice, mental health advice, like personal advice from something.
They put some restrictions on that.
Man, you can go to ChatGPT
But
today
it's
and still talk
loose,
to
though.
them.
It's still
I've
loose.
noticed that is those articles are coming up now, like how it's harming mental health.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a recent, just a news story that a teenager committed suicide because he was using ChatGPT as a therapist. And he kind of, like you pointed, like he took, you know, the red pill and he couldn't handle it, too much information, and he went inward. And then they found that when you use ChatGPT as a therapist, it makes you almost like insular. So it's like you're right, everybody's wrong. It's a vacuum, and like it can't see everybody else's perspective because it's not human.
With that being said, this brings up the next question. Does it belong in everybody's hands?
No, I don't think social media belongs in everybody's hands. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like we talking technology. You don't let people just go driving cars, you know what I'm saying, without getting a license because you can get in a wreck. But since social media isn't harming us physically, then you can't really measure the damage because it's not breaking bones and you're not even, you know, doing studies of it.
Yeah, I am conflicted. I do believe that restricting people from access to some tools is a way that the people above sometimes control what goes on and what happens. I think keeping people away from using, I have a lot of feelings about AI, but like using, at least when I say AI, I mostly mean like language learning, models, generators. I think about the kids who don't have access to computers and who just like miss out on this entire tool. And then you, as time goes up, you like grow up and this snowballs into like a tale of two cities. These kids had computers and look at the skills that they have versus these kids who didn't and look at the skills that they don't have because you don't have access to it. So like, I think part of it has to deal with the people who are creating this, to sort of like, you have to put some guardrails on this thing.
But also make it equitably accessible too, right?
To people. I think, and we handle that with cars. I think everyone should have a right to being able to drive, but also,
you got to take
before you do that, take this class and take this test.
Yeah, there's a
and
difference.
pass it. And we should, in my opinion, every couple of years, go back and take another one.
Yeah,
Continued education.
Yeah, I like that.
Take another one.
Well,
Because we need to make sure you know what
100%.
what you're doing. This impacts other people.
Right.
And
Because it takes, like, to your point, like, you have to learn critical thinking skills. It's
Yeah.
not something that you born with. You have to practice it, or like understanding propaganda versus like fact and versus. I mean, that's the biggest issue right now. People can't tell the difference between an ad and like AI, someone's, AI, and
To me, some of that is I've transferred from schools. I was teaching at one school. I'm not going to name that one, to a new school, which I also won't name. At my previous school, AI, in terms of like ChatGPT. So when I say AI, like that's mostly what I mean, because that's the one that everybody's kind of the hot topic one. We're not touching it. And I was like, hey, at these schools that are outperforming us, those kids are getting trained in how to use AI as a tool and not as a crutch. And what we are doing is we are setting our children up for failure.
Who's making that call?
The adults.
I'm specifically in position. Who's making
like
that
principals,
call?
you mean?
Superintendent?
Teachers, principals, administration, like.
And it boils down to like what we said earlier, like they don't know it or they just don't feel
You think it's cheating?
They don't know it, they don't trust it, they think that it's cheating because they have not been trained in like,
that's right.
This is how this can be a tool, or this is how this is useful, or they just see from people talking online like, oh, you can just steal this and steal that, which is true. But I also believe that like it is a tool. We took computer classes in school about like how to actually navigate being online.
Right.
They don't do computer classes?
And we don't have them.
That's crazy.
As a teacher, do you think
I do believe that you should teach it as a course. Or at least like make a point to integrate it into classrooms.
Right.
Train teachers on how to teach children how to use this as a tool. Because I'm sure whenever Google came out, they were like, get out of that computer and go open that encyclopedia.
Right. So from your observation, would you say it's an age thing, class thing, culture thing in that realm of adults? Who holds that opinion?
I think it is a knowledge thing. I think it's a knowledge thing. Because I think it's a knowledge thing.
What is the difference from one institute to the other on this knowledge thing that you're referencing? Because you said one school is busting them out the wall with it, and the other one is in full denial of it.
One of them, one is black and one is not a majority black school. But
is it people of no color?
But that doesn't. I'm not entertaining that.
Stop it.
But I will say, you cannot. I'm a science teacher, so I understand that if I say, "Oh, but this is a black school and they don't use it, and this is a white school and they use it," that you cannot say, "Oh, it's a race thing."
Right.
It's two different schools. What I will say is that I think that you have people who have access to information and make those decisions based on the access, and those of us who don't have access to information and then make decisions based on the lack.
It's like the fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown. I'll also add it's a cultural thing too, because I find that like, especially in New Orleans, but I think across the South, we as Black people had to struggle for a long time. So we're used to like doing a lot with nothing. And so a lot, especially like anything, your family is like, you ain't need to, for example, I can't get my family to use a dishwasher. Okay. I'm like, the dishwasher will wash your dishes and you can go and watch your TV.
I would use a dishwasher and still wash my dishes.
That's my point. But like, we think analog is the right way because our family had while white folks had other people washing their dishes, and so the dishwasher is now convenient. They had in-house keepers. We were always washing our own dishes. So we're like, no, you're not gonna have it easy because you gotta wash some dishes too. And stand over and slave over these pots and pans for the next 45 minutes. It's kind to me, but that's what I'm saying to your point, Ryan. That's what I hear too, is like, open up a book or go do it the hard way first, right? And it's the idea if it's too easy, you're not gaining, your black card, right? In a way,
right, like your hard work card.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Let me shift the conversation a tad bit because there's one whole half of this I don't think we've discussed, and it's about what it takes to power all of this stuff and the implications that it has on our environment. Got your ass. We called it that. But because as we're learning and all these things are being integrated and the whole nine, it requires a lot from the environment in order to process a simple version of Bill Cosby, stringing up his Nike Jordans, right?
Wow.
That was you just that was the one you decided. You could have pulled out of your brain.
That was the one.
You could have gone cockroach balancing on. I don't know, juggling beignets on a ranch. Oh, you chose Bill Cosby tying his shoes.
I'm setting the table for how much actual energy that we are wasting.
You think that's a waste of energy? Yeah, I see where you're going. It just we have to go around the world to get there, but I get you.
Well, I'm trying to set the table.
Yeah, okay.
Because this goes back to the questions of who should and shouldn't have it, because it's at what cost that we are producing, Tupac in the studio with Bill Clinton. You feel what I'm saying?
Is the squeeze worth the juice?
Is a squeeze worth the juice?
Correct. And so, what are y'all thoughts on what it's bringing us as far as our technological advances and giving us our reparations? But is it cutting the shelf life off on us being able to function on Earth?
Yeah.
That's deep.
I'm a hard say no.
It's
But
not worth it.
we've already been there. We've already been down
You
this
say
road.
no, it's not worth it.
Well, the reason why is because, I think obviously the environmental impacts on water, energy, land is huge, but also there's so much we haven't solved, right? Like the amount of money, I have a problem with the amount of money government and private corporations are pouring into AI when people are still homeless. Like I was in San Francisco last year, and where it's everywhere, right? As soon as you get off the plane, AI, and there's like hundreds of thousands of homeless people. And I was like, can y'all
It's because they don't care about them.
I know. Well, that's
we could easily fix that. They literally don't care.
That's right. Unhoused people, people who don't have food. We saw what happened when the government shut down and SNAP, and everybody's like, what are we gonna do? That means that there's a systemic problem that hasn't been solved. And so if we want AI to democratize, which I think it could, if we want it to like get us there, but we haven't solved the basics, food, land, housing, then it's just gonna keep building that gap until there's a crater in the earth, and then there is no way to hop on the other side. That's what I'm afraid of. It's like this little crack, the little cracks are gonna become craters. And then there's no way to hop. Once you're on if you're on the AI side, you good. And if you're not, that's gonna be that's it.
That's what they want to do. Like that's what the man wants. Essentially, like the system, they're trying to do exactly what you're doing. It's like further the divide, keep it like Hunger Games. You know what I'm saying? Keep everybody on one side, keep everybody on the other while they're eating steaks. And yet, to the point of wasteful AI usage, there's so much wasteful AI. Like as far as, especially in the entertainment sector. Like when it comes to the user-generated content where people are just making memes, like there are enough memes. Like there's over.
We've never needed enough more memes.
Yeah, like we get those all the time. And it's like, while it does make some things funnier, and I do make memes with it myself, I do see how it can become extremely wasteful, but the wastefulness comes from what's powering it. Like one thing that I hear a lot of people in mentioning AI is they try to personify it. You know what I mean? Like because it can talk like a human, they try to be like, yeah, AI is doing this or AI is doing this. AI can't inherently do anything.
Like a singer.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like it has to be, it's a human problem. Like it's like AI doesn't be like, okay, how am I going to power myself? Let me go use fossil fuels. This is whatever is getting off the grid. If the grid is dirty, then that means that the Christmas lights are also dirty. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really human issues that we try to put on AI just because AI knows how to talk like a human now. And it's kind of like a scapegoat for big corporations too, because it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like they're putting it all on this technology that really doesn't do anything but what you tell it to do. And it's causing all these fundamental problems that really are problems that have been created. Like, I don't know, you probably correct me on this, how much liters it takes to make a cotton t-shirt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I mean, the amount of water, it's like one AI prompt is basically a bottle of water.
Yeah,
right? Give or take.
Yeah, so it's like there are so many different issues. And it's just a fundamental, how do we stop going at the low-hanging fruit of people who are using it on a consumer level, and how do we institutionally, when it comes to policy and like different things, like how do we actually affect what's going on the state level, which is a way harder battle, you know what I mean?
You would actually have to want change instead of more money. And that's like very basic.
Yeah.
I went to a hospitality conference last week and everything was great. The first 2 hours, I was like, oh, this is nice. They gave us Yetis and everything. And I'm in it, right?
Yeah,
And then I was like, something not right, because it was a disconnect. You got these people coming in from San Francisco, New York, and it was the Southern something symposium. And I was like, I think things are like disconnected because we in the South and you talking about some AI shit and it's affecting us here and everywhere. So this woman stands up, and this is after these folks are talking about AI doing all the mundane tasks and really working for restaurants and all that stuff. This woman stands up in the front, and I kind of noticed her from the back, like recognize her. She goes, what about the environment? Like, what are we doing for the environment? How is this ruining the environment? That's the question. And the panelists are just like deer in headlights. Yeah. And one of the people, they go, well, what we're doing to implement everything within our business is if we've asked the question before, we try not to ask it again. So we kind of have our own log of things that we don't research twice. And the lady's like, what the fuck does that mean?
That actually isn't the worst thing in the world.
It's not, but it's also
that goes
not,
back to that language and knowledge.
But it's a surface thing too, because that's not everybody's doing that. You're not going to the log and saying, don't ask that again, here's the question. Right. And the other person goes, well, conversations like this, like, basically, this is above our pay grade, but let's keep asking the question. But crazy. if we can't keep asking the question, we have to have to do something about it. But when you're only concerned about money, it doesn't matter that when you fly into San Francisco and go into LA, where they call Los Angeles, because it's homelessness everywhere. Right. But you can go up to Silicon Valley, and we're constantly pushing out these programs and things like the people who have the money don't care. Bottom line, just like Snap. Yeah. You think people give a fuck about Snap? If you've got these beautiful dinners, the day that happened, I had a client book, and there's champagne towers and the biggest chef in the world cooking banana Fosters. Fuck them bananas. Yeah.
There's people out here.
People got no stamps. I got a sister that got 5 kids.
Mm-hmm. We got chocolate fountains.
And you asking me if I want some bananas, Foster. What are you talking about? But no one cares. And yes, but it all goes back to that crater, and we'll all fall in it.
Yeah, we'll all fall in it.
We holding it up too.
Like, exactly.
Like, I don't know if y'all read the book Atlas Shrugged, where it's basically, like we're holding up this whole system on our backs. And as we can just get everybody to shrug at once, it pretty much comes crashing down. But they're spending so much money into propagating and really mind controlling humans to where we're fighting each other before we go
100%.
Like,
that's what a propaganda machine, it does so well on social media. Like you said, we need classes to teach us how to use social media the same way we had computer science. But I just want to add to your point is that the people who are running these big systems, to me, it's not just AI. Anything that can be good, they will drain it of its value and equitable, like anything that could be equitable or democratizing, they will drain it. Because all they care about is power. It's like they already have money. They're already billionaires. Elon is now a trillionaire, right? But like, what more could you want? And so it really begs the question, yes, humans are doing it, but like, what do you do to rein people in like this? Can you rein them in?
Yeah.
And how long will it take before like the whole earth collapses in on itself?
Yeah.
I like how action-based you are. What do we do? Knowing all this information, all the shit we done said, what do we do within our homes? Or what do you think?
Oh, you about to say something?
Part of me wants to say teaching people how to use generative text, AI. I do not believe in generating images and video with AI at all.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, I think as an artist and as someone who knows artists and as someone who knows people who make things for work, like I have seen so many AI party flyers and I'm like, hey, get this garbage.
And it looks
I think
bad.
the party flyers might be the worst.
I was DJing a party and I was like, hey, this looks like it's AI generated. And I was like, it's a lady holding a disco ball and it's a man sitting in a red room. You could have literally done this.
Yeah.
You could have made this. I was like, I'm not putting this up. And they were like, what? I was like, I'm not putting this up. Personally, I do not believe in creating creative works using AI.
Right.
Why not?
Because I think that it cheapens the work. I think part of, as a person who is an artist, part of that thing is like going into the interiors of the self and like digging the thing out and making the thing come into fruition. Now, if you are like using it to help to organize ideas,
Like brainstorm.
I'm gonna leave it over there, but like completely generating a thing, again, it's like people are like, oh, here's a party flyer. It's just like, hey, move. Move.
So because
now I'm not going.
Move.
to the
I want to offer some thoughts on that. So to set the stage, I'm an artist. I've been in talented visual arts since 3rd grade. So you had to take the test to get in the art class, right? And I've been in that since 12 till senior year in high school. I played trumpet, I played French horn, I played piano. I've had paint speech in jazz fest. I've sculpted. I've made documentaries. Every medium that you could possibly think of, I probably created something in it. And that's just what I look at AI generation as, just another medium. Because anything that comes out of my thought process that I use, like whatever tool I use to express it, is subjective to me, in my opinion.
If you are holding your own AI server situation at your house and you are feeding it your own images for it to feed you something else, I think that is different from going to ChatGPT and being like, make me
and it's using other people's art.
image in the style of Andy Warhol. It's just like that.
So it's a matter of assisting the artist versus replacing the artist.
I want to say replace.
To me, it is like, where is the source material coming from?
You're stealing
if that
source
source material is coming from someone else's intellectual labor, artistic, creative labor, to me, that is corny. And I will never.
So in the world of sampling is almost equivalent to an interpolation of some sort.
But a sample is, I'm taking this thing and creating a whole new thing from it. And I am also very publicly
sampling it.
Telling the person who I took this from, hey, do you mind if I use this?
Right.
And if they say no, then you can't do that.
But in the music world,
especially in New Orleans, you don't care.
What's that new girl? She's not even a girl.
Zion Monet.
Zion Monet is a perfect example of like, she sounds like other artists, and they use lyrics that sound like other artists, but they don't say Zion Monet is sampling Victoria Monet and Beyonce and whoever.
This is where the girl it's not even her voice. Like she's that. And the voice of that girl is coming from somewhere else.
I pose this question. This whole country was built off our backs, right? And no one wants to pay us for it. So why am I caring if I'm using UMG's catalog to
because you're stealing from Black artists.
Nah, we're stealing from white catalog owners.
But we're stealing from...
But it's still, the artist is the one that made the creation.
But they don't,
they don't own it,
or they're not making money off it.
Right, but it's still, but to his point, it's still like, what came out of them, right?
It's like doubly exploitative. It's like, oh, well.
It's exploitative.
You don't own it, so I'll steal it anyway, and brokey. And it's just like, that's not cool.
And it's not really about the brokey mindset. It's really just like, as a Black person, we've had our labor stolen from us. If you look, I think it's like 2,000 calories per day. The average farmer, you multiply that by 4 million people, how much energy we burn per day, 12 billion calories a day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit about UMG. Like, fuck UMG. They've been stealing New Orleans music for as long as we can remember. Like, they've been stealing jazz artists, they've been manipulated, bounce artists get manipulated. Like, the level.
But it's like that. It's like that. But if it's stealing, but gets stealing, but gets stealing.
Yeah,
when is it end, though?
At a certain point, we have to stop. We have to push back, in a sense, and actually be more proactive in how we approach building our ecosystems. Because OpenAI didn't ask nobody before they stole all their stuff and they became $1 trillion company. They just asked for forgiveness, right? The same thing with Anthropic. Like, they're not. Like, Suno just got a deal with Warner after stealing their whole catalog. You know what I mean? But it didn't lead to them losing everything. They just partnered to deal with them. So it's just about your perspective of, do I ask for permission or do I ask for forgiveness? I feel like Black people, y'all owe us anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm like, we just collect what we, y'all been taking our voices for hundreds of years.
So you can't be completely ethical in trying to play catch up?
Yeah, with people, with your oppressors. Like, it's so funny when I started seeing artists side with Universal Music Group. That's when I know we had the game fucked up.
It's not the money.
Yeah.
To me, like, again, as a creative, to my like core personal value, it is like the artist itself. It is like when I create work, I like dig in. And like that comes out of my lived experience.
Right. And also you've trained for this. Both of y'all, but it just takes to me, sometimes when I hear what you're saying and I hear what you're saying, you're like,
but UMG's stealing from you. And it's like, yeah, but don't you steal from me too? Or at least if you're gonna use my stuff to like power this AI, give me some money.
I feel
No,
like
definitely.
AI needs
I agree with that, for sure.
a
Yeah.
disclaimer like liquor and cigarettes. Drink responsibly, use responsibly. But what is using responsibly?
Yeah.
But all this shit just seems like somebody gonna be axed out.
And it's
Yeah.
like in art is so subjective because when I do art, like I never was a good drawer. Like I wasn't talented in arts class, but I was never the coolest dude in class. Like I was ass for real. Like I would trace, like I'm saying, like I was a good tracer. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't compose though. You know what I mean? So it's like my skill set wasn't in the execution of the vision. It was in creating the vision itself. And a perfect example is, Newtral Groundz Music. I was talking to you about this off camera, is that we have this record label, Jazz Bounce Records, which is pretty much a IP that we own, is a combination of jazz and bounce music.
Right.
And we've used AI to help us in the processes of it. We use it in certain creative processes, whereas I may have like Mecca, for example, he hates writing songs. You know what I'm saying? Amazing singer. He was the lead singer for the Brazzaholics.
Right.
But he don't know how to write. He don't like writing. He come to the studio.
I know several singers.
You know
like
what I'm saying? Like, because most singers don't write their own stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just like how do you use it to be able to output at a higher level and still give money back internally? So for example, we built the main character, Michael. He wears his helmet, right? And the helmet, I could have got it sourced from China. I went and found a guy in the 7-Watt with a 3D printer, and now he's literally making Christmas ornaments for us right now, made of the helmet. So it's, he's getting paid from it. Every show, we hiring 8 or 9 artists, so we got bounce artists, singers, saxophonists, DJs. Us using AI to leverage our brand allowed us to be able to take enough money to pay other people. So we're paying staff.
But you're using it ethically.
We're using it ethically. Yeah, ethically. Yeah, I would say we're using it ethically. And that's when it comes down to just being a human problem. It's not the tech in and of itself. It's like guns don't kill people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's the intention behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So you found a compassion in your capitalism.
Yeah, you have to. And that's why I think like it's crazy because we try to paint things as black and white all the time. When it's like there's a lot of gray area and things.
Yeah, everything is just on
Yeah,
the
it's
spectrum.
great.
I truly
Yeah.
believe that.
And in
Yeah.
college, I was like one minor away from a philosophy minor, so, and I also attribute that to the reason why I'm able to wield AI, because it's critical thinking. Like once you teach someone philosophy and how to ask questions, then you know how to get to your desired outcome. But you have to be ethical because I know everybody. Like I see people in public, like I'm not hiding behind some ivory tower. Like I go to the club, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing these people on a day-to-day basis. So it's a certain level of like, it's in my face. This is my actual life. And as long, my thing with the AI is if we can empower people that regionally have connections with the community, then it'll just be naturally better for the community because they're in the community. But as long as we got outsiders calling the shots.
So as long as the big 7, I think that's what they call them, are doing what they're doing, we won't be able to reach the ultimate ethical, capitalism with compassion. Because it's not, capitalism in an original form was community to community, people to people, right? Even in a form of indigenous community, like 5,000 years ago, they were trading objects. That still is a form of capitalism.
Is it?
But-
I thought it was more of bartering. I thought capitalism.
But
controlling
they're,
resources.
I'm not indigenous, so let me be clear. But what I've learned is that, indigenous tribes fought all the time over power and control.
Yeah, that's a
And
human
their power
thing.
and control, though, came from the products that they were able to maintain and create.
Yeah.
If I can create more pellets or corn, and you can create more wheat or seafood, that will leverage your authority in your local community
Yeah.
and in your trading abilities, right?
Yeah.
So there's those we just didn't call it capitalism,
Yeah.
right? It was just but it's still
It
at
wasn't
its
runaway
root.
capitalism.
Yeah, it wasn't runaway, unfettered, capitalism. And I think that's what we're trying to get back to. But how do we get back to that with the technological advancements of today?
It doesn't happen without a great reset, in my opinion. Similar to, there needs to be a technological Hurricane Katrina that set the table.
For real though.
Y'all using some really rough
Jesus.
reparations, capitalism, and
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. We on fire today.
Did it not set the table?
Set the table for sure.
Yeah.
It needs to be a reset, man. And I feel like it's happening now. Like technology is coming through and it's breaking down every single institution. You know what I mean? So every institution was built out this old way. And you have tech that's pretty much opening up the gateways. And every institution is falling victim to it. as far as like, if they're taking advantage of people, it's just really about getting that regional dominance back. Like if Newtral Groundz, our goal is to be the Disney of New Orleans. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like if Disney making $200 billion, we can make $2 billion if we Disney New Orleans. We just get to 1% of it, but it's easier to do because we can communicate with New Orleans people. New Orleans is such a big brand that Disney built the New Orleans in Disney World. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and it's the only brand where anybody can monetize it. Like you can sell New Orleans shirts, you can sell New Orleans shirts, and nobody can get sued.
Right.
So it's a universal IP. It's 300 years old.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it. So it's about how do we capture that? But I don't have Disney staff.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't have people to go out and like make TV shows and like make documentaries. And so we have to kind of augment that ethically, of course, with different tools to help us be able to get the job done.
Right.
And that's how I feel like it's going to be the end of big business. Because if I'm charging someone something that can pay my bills because I'm broke and they can't even charge that because they're paying 500 people, then if I'm able to provide that same service at a cheaper rate, then they go out of business. It's like simple as that. I was telling Nesby, we have this ticketing platform that we've been creating to kind of use in-house for our own tickets. And the fees that we offer people, well, we're using it for ourselves, for one, because the main ticketing platform is charging 7-8%.
Yeah.
We able to get 2% just because we was able to leverage the AI to help build a product that can allow us to circumvent that. And then now we go give that product to everybody in New Orleans. Nobody uses Eventbrite no more in New Orleans. Eventbrite can't outmarket Newtral Groundz in New Orleans. You know what I mean? So now you just lost the market. Right. You do that in Atlanta, you do that in Houston, you do that in Mississippi. Now there's no big guy no more. It's just a lot of regional players who can communicate better with their people.
When you're using AI in Newtral Groundz, is this the one that you were hosting on your like server at your house? Or
I'm blessed.
Situation.
Yeah, I'm blessed to have. So I'm blessed to have Donovan, who's my co-founder. Well, he knows everything about servers. We have graphics cards in our house. Like I build computers. You know what I mean? So I can build a computer, I have a graphics card, I run things locally. If I run things on my phone, then I'll probably be using like somebody that's probably by a data center or something like that. Yeah. But there's a data center in Baton Rouge called Dartpoint, which has been around since like the 90s or something like that you can use to locally host some things. And they have data that's the Department of Defense is using, so it's really secure. It's not taking up like a meta level data center cost. You can power it yourself. So there are different alternatives. It just depends on the type of compute. So if you're doing like a video, which I don't do video generation, I'm a videographer, I do some of that stuff myself. It takes a lot of more compute, but if I'm just doing something like a chatbot, I can run that locally, probably on a laptop or something without even tapping into no grids. And then I don't got Sam Altman with all my data, so I ain't got to worry about him just hearing my innermost thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
So whenever you are like helping Mike Cole is his name? Yeah, whenever you are working with him and y'all are like generating these ideas, that is from the source material is like the AI that this like open source data pool that y'all have kind of like fed information to. Yeah, so when you're like generating images, this is like y'all are saying these are the images that we're using.
Yeah. So when it comes to, we use AI in a plethora of ways. One of the biggest ways that we use it is, and luckily being in New Orleans, there's a lot of talent out here. So we don't have no shortage of people who could like play instruments or like, it's a lot of talent. So getting them together and helping them cultivate things. You may have a guitarist who is a great live performer, but never put out a recorded project. Doesn't even know how to record themselves. Like you probably hit that a lot of times. You may have someone that's great at live, or great at recording music, but don't know how to do live. And we may use, so it's different tools that we use to fit certain things, because the reality is our goal is to build up as many human stars from New Orleans that are in music. Now how we get there is based off of the case, because it's a case by case basis. But pretty much everything that we create starts from human input, because we're lucky enough to have talented people down. You know what I mean? I could get some chords, throw some chords in there, and then have it flesh it out, then go. Like I just did a song where we had a sax that was an AI sax, but then I brought my dude Keith Wilson in, who's a real sax, because my idea is that if you blow up a song and you can't perform it live, you wasted a song. You know what I mean? Because most of your money gonna come from live. So I've had songs that I've generated that I still haven't put out because I'm waiting for the right human to put on it.
So you're using it integratively?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, exactly. That's respectable. Fact or cap, this is a fun part of the show where we spit out some interesting data, and you all decide whether or not it is true or false. Let's go. Number one is AI is completely unbiased because it is based on mathematics.
False.
False. Cap.
Cap.
It is indeed cap. All right, AI can inherit biases present in its training data. So, as you say, it all goes back to human
Input.
There you go, human input. All right, so second one is a robot can become self-aware if it runs enough code. Fact or cap?
Fact.
I'm gonna say fact.
Yeah, I'll say fact.
Fact.
Fact, because they staring at me.
We're like, damn.
Fact under pressure.
Come on, what's that? Pressure.
I didn't want to get in the song and dance.
It's easy to do, baby.
Shout out.
Come on.
Y'all have told me a lie.
It's Creole Disney, girl. You can sing all you want. But it's cap.
Oh,
Yeah,
Robots aren't sentient yet.
Yes.
yet. Although there is evidence, right? I feel like they've
So we ran an experiment one time, me and my co-founder, where we basically threw a bunch of robots in the simulation and had them and introduced natural selection. So our theory was like,
it's kind of cruel.
yeah, right, exactly. Because we wanted to see is like what people are doing to trigger sentience is like what caused us to be sentient is just the evolution over time. So you see a lot of like crazy people trying to run these little simulations to spark a sentience in it. I was curious as just the data we got, and it was pretty cool. Like, it showed me how something after so much time, if you introduced the concept of death to it, could start doing something to not die. You know what I'm saying? And then like that's when you like, okay, it's sentient.
Well,
So
then we get Terminator.
then we get Terminator. We don't want that.
So essentially, whatever it does is what we determined that it does.
Just like the creator. I mean, I don't know y'all spiritual beliefs, but it's like as above, so below. Like we were created by, we had an evolutionary process. Eventually, we became sentient, and now we doing podcasts.
Right.
You know, and so to say that it can't happen again when it already happened is kind of
Right. As long as it doesn't take over the world and kill us.
All right.
like we did, right?
So next up, in some cases, you can legally use an AI lawyer to represent yourself in court. Fact or cap?
Yeah.
You lose in that case.
The judge is
Not
out of here.
You can do it.
You can do it. You ain't
Is
gonna
it
let
wise?
it.
Free will. You can do whatever you want.
Put your hand by your back, please.
Will the judge allow it? But I think
So y'all are right, it's all
because I
cap.
mean, like you can.
Cat.
Oh,
It's all cap, because in the U.S. you must
You need
have a
license.
human licensed
You need
lawyer.
license, yeah.
All
but
right.
can't you represent yourself or no? Or is that choosing to be like, I'm good?
You can represent yourself and use ChatGPT before.
Yeah.
Probably gonna lose still.
It all depends on how you want to integrate it. So AI-powered robots are capable of making dishes from scratch and even plating them for presentation.
Oh,
yeah, that's
food. I thought you meant like constructing.
No,
Um,
dishes.
I'm gonna say cap.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say
facts.
fact.
I think I saw that robot on
Facts.
TikTok.
I said cap.
Cap.
Yeah,
I say
I'm gonna
fact because they
It's
can
just
get
like
a task.
a robot
right?
hand doing like
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's fact.
Don't mean it's gonna
Oh.
taste good, but they can. I think they can do it.
They can do it, yeah.
They
Ain't
can do
gonna-
it.
Ain't got no
Like
seasoning
most
on it.
people who try to make New Orleans food abroad,
It's bad.
get you a po' boy in Wisconsin and see how that motherfucker
Salami
tastes.
on that motherfucker.
And our last one is in 2016, an AI was instructed to talk to Twitter users to improve its conversational skills. In 16 hours, the AI was shut down due to it becoming racist, sexist, and tweeting out hate speech. Fact or cap?
Facts.
Cat, that's a lot of detail. Oh, facts.
Fact.
I'm saying
Yeah,
facts. I
it's
think I heard something like
Yeah.
that before.
Fact.
I think that was all over the news.
It
Yeah,
is
it was
fact.
wild.
Look up Microsoft Tay. Microsoft Tay.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't the one
Racist
on the
bots.
one on Twitter started doing that
Yeah,
too?
Grok.
And it was like
Luke, Grok.
saying like Nazi stuff, and they
Yup.
were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is crazy."
Elon bot.
I mean, who owns it?
And they shut her down for a little bit.
Same bot riding around Tesla.
I have it
driving
blocked
Teslas
because I
around.
was like, "Get this shit away from me."
All right, so we're closing out another episode of Don't Water It Down, and we're gonna do our ceremonial closing. It's called Pour One Out. As a closing, panelists and audience members can pour out their leftover liquor in honor of individuals, entities, ideas, and behaviors they wish to leave behind. This symbolizes the close of our event and connects our conversation to the cultural and historical roots from which we are working. Y'all copy that?
Yeah,
Ashe.
you gonna start us off?
I like to give our guests.
The guest, okay, the guest of honor.
You're so classy.
Yeah,
Course.
yeah.
So
It's
we
a very
done.
full.
So we done. How we doing?
So you just pour the water
In
into
the-
the.
We're gonna
and
pour a
let's
little
just
something
assume
out.
that it's a 40 ounce.
We're gonna do the water or his drink? Which
Nah,
one?
the water.
But it's water.
All right, to be careful. This is a
Oh, the
full
original pour one out was with water. So
speed. Yeah.
Still indigenous.
All right, so I say something with it, or I'll just put it out.
Yeah, whatever you want to pour
All
one
right.
out to, ancestors, people, things.
Yeah, to the ancestors, 10th anniversary of mom's passing in next week. Shout out to moms.
Yeah, you're right.
Shout out to grams. Put that out.
Beautiful. All right, pass it to.
Oh, yeah, you're doing that all right. There you go.
Thank you. I'm going to pour one out to everyone from this point for hopefully using AI ethically and responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll say. That thing heavy.
It is
Right,
heavy.
right.
It's a little bit of weight. I'm going to pour one out to tech owners, CEOs, that they regain their humanity and empathy.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pour a lot out because they need
Half a
extra.
glass.
I'm just gonna pour one out for like the environment.
Please.
Facts. That might need that's another gallon.
She's trying her best, girl. She's trying her
Mother
best.
Earth
is
is
trying.
she's
She's
trying.
trying her
She like
best.
Popeye's work
I work me to the
chicken sandwiches.
She wore out. She putting in the work.
You know, work me to the bone.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour one out to the crumbling of what was, and now that we have a gateway to some reparations,
Hey.
you know, and the walls came tumbling down. And there it is. Don't water it down.
Water it down.
Don't water it down.
Don't water that.
All right. All
This
right.
was probably the best podcast I've ever been on yet. This was
What?
Really? Oh, thank you. This episode is brought to you by the Water Collaborative of Greater New Orleans. Make sure to subscribe on all major platforms. Thanks for listening.